with him all the time. I shall be glad when we get another twin bed.
Tonight, almost live, it's America Tonight. 30 minutes of TV on the UBS network, located on the UBS Broadcasting Mall in El Tacoma, California, the unfinished furniture capital of the world, with the El Tijo half-show ballet company, who probably have more talent in their little finger than they do in their feet. Dr. Wendell Dellerton, the sweetest doctor in town. William W.D. Bud Price, who could talk about tragedy until he becomes one. Meet Mrs. Edith Bush, who doesn't know what she's doing here, with the music of Happy Kind and the Mirthmakers. And me, I'm Jerry Hubbard. Hi, everyone. And now here's your host and mine, Mr. Bart Gimble.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome to America Tonight. I'm Barth Kimball. And I have to tell you, I am so excited tonight, I think I should just start the show up by introducing my friend and announcer, Mr. Jerry Hubbard. I asked him to come out here tonight because I wanted him to congratulate me. As you regular America Tonight viewers probably know, I've been looking for a home ever since my trade-out deal went sour with the Breakers Motel. Remember that? Which, as I understand it, is not fireproof. So if you have any reservations, I don't blame you.
I understand some of those radios aren't in the best working condition
They
either.
certainly aren't, and it's not fireproof, so add one more reservation before you can go there. Well, last night I was staying up late preparing for tonight's show by reading one of my guests' press releases, something like that. And at one point, to relax, I just flipped on the old TV to watch a William Powell movie, an old one. And I saw a commercial. I know this sounds corny, but it changed my life. Anyway, all right, I'll tell you why. The commercial said, it doesn't make sense to spend $200,000 on your dream home, which immediately tied into my own philosophy, when you can live in a 5-room house with all the modern conveniences and the best in contemporary design for less than $20,000.
Holy cow, that is wonderful.
That's what they said.
I've been told that the only thing you can get for less than $20,000 is one of those dinky mobile homes. What kind of place is it?
It's a mobile home.
Well, listen, it never hurts to go looking, you know. Window shopping is window shopping. But take my advice, whatever you do, don't buy one of those things.
That's the good news. I bought it today, Jerry.
You bought one today?
Yeah. Matter of yeah, I did. I bought one of those.
Well, hey, listen. I'm sure you didn't get one of those dinky ones. I mean, this guy is the one guy I could never picture having anything dinky. Am I right?
Oh, you're so right. So true. It's actually, it's a splendid home, really. And I'm quite delighted with it. You can take it anywhere. You plug it in, remove the tires, plant some shrubs, and the darn thing looks like the Spanish built it. And with all the money I saved not buying one of those overpriced, non-movable houses, I can afford enough gas not only to drive home, but to drive the home away.
That's great. And you're not that tall that all the stooping over would bother you either.
Jerry, there's no stooping. It has those mini cathedral ceilings, just like in Little Italy. Anyway, as soon as I get the place really fixed up, I'm going to drive it out on the highway, down here to the UBS Mall, and maybe we'll do one of the shows from my new home. And Jerry, since you will have a problem stooping, you can probably announce from outside. Okay?
Fresh air never hurt anybody. But seriously, congratulations, because I know Happy and I are having our little problems rooming together. I found some silk undies hanging over the shower curtain, and neither one of us will lay claim to them. But anyway, forget the pantyhose. I know they hold the muscles in, but that's... Anyhow, the point is, we're both looking forward to getting our own home, and you're just the lucky one who got your check sooner.
Yeah, well, you may be in a home before you own one, Jerry. Thank you very much. Anyway, and to any of you eligible young ladies out there who are kind of panting, you said pantyhose before it gave me the idea. Well, sort of panting to know the address of the new gimbal dream pad. If you're not really a looker, just forget it, okay? But if you are, you tell me what street you're on. I'll unplug the sucker and bring her right over. Okay? Why not? It was going to be one of those battery-powered ones, but I realized that if I wanted to take a long trip, I'd lose a fortune in extension cords, so I decided to get it. So we have a big show tonight, and we'll start it out right now. The first part didn't count. As local residents are well aware, the Quad City area offers all kinds of programs for people to get involved in the cultural activities of their community. So the city of El Tijo, for example, offers a weekly ballet class for domestic engineers. Or housewives, as we used to call them before they had a union. Now, their annual recital will be held at the War Veterans Hall next Sunday evening at 8. Admission is $2.50, I think, and there will be a door prize. And here with a brief excerpt from the El Tijo Half-Toe Ballet are 4 of the women in a movement they call Dance of the Fema Suburbia. Standing in line at the market, and here they are looking for the groceries, looking on a high shelf. Here they are trying to get out of the parking lot to go home. They're on their way home. Going home. Here we go. They're making a left turn. Okay, and then finally that right turn into the driveway, and they're home.
Hi, kids. I'm home. What can I fix for dinner? Maybe this? Maybe that. There's just so much to do. I don't have time. There's the doorbell. There's the phone. What's a mother to do?
Here comes the husband. Hi, honey, I'm home.
I've been going around in circles all day. I did all the washing. I hung up the clothes.
Hey, why don't we go out to a movie?
Oh, no, we don't have a babysitter. Oh, no, oh, no.
Then maybe we could just sort of tra-la-la, tra-la-la, tra-la-la.
Not tonight, dear. I have a headache.
But tomorrow's another day. Ladies, come on over. That was absolutely marvelous. Let me ask you something that I've always wondered, and wondered it since I was about that tall. When you do this ballet, and it's beautiful, I really love it. I love the classics. Thing is, you're always up there on your toes, pointing your toes. Why on earth don't they get taller girls? Just a thought. Maybe we can all talk about that during the commercial. We'll be right back.
Oh.
Guest, as you probably know, there's a lot of the flu going on right now, and ran into a little trouble, so he'll be out a little later, I hope. Right now, he's, as Jerry puts it so beautifully, driving the porcelain bus. So, what we're going to do is bring on the man who brought him here for a number of reasons. One is entertainment. As you know, we hired William W.D. Bud Price as our interview coordinator here on America Tonight. His job is to find interesting guests, and he has a whopper for us tonight. Please welcome Mr. William W.D. Bud Price.
I think you recognize her.
Oh, yeah.
How are you, Bud? Oh, boy, it looks like a bunch of flowers sitting there, doesn't it?
That is indeed.
We could pick you out of a bushel basket, too.
Absolutely. You know, I should explain that William W.D. brought this woman on the show before, but, well, we ran out of time before we really got a chance to talk very much, so,
Okay. You want me to introduce her?
Why don't you make the introductions?
Amelia, meet Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea, meet Amelia Earhart.
Amelia Earhart. I'm Edith Bush. I'm a widow who does babysitting.
Are not.
Am too.
Are not.
Am too.
Are not.
Am too.
Are not.
I'm Edith Bush. And you're a lunatic. lunatic.
Am not.
R2.
Am not.
R2.
Am not.
R2.
I have never seen, now, I don't like to say this about any human being, but I have never seen no one like this lady here for storying. Now, Amelia, I want to tell you right now, you better fess up right now or forever hold your pieces. Because I have not even got into the part where a certain person named Amelia Earhart come down safe and sound in Vanilla in the Philistine Islands. And I did not also mention the part about how Amelia Earhart was smuggling of brownie box cameras to certain lover boy Japanese enemy soldiers. I'm not even going to get into that. So I just think you better fess up on it right now.
He's apparently not talking.
Now,
I'm not talking after that.
well, I suppose the reason for this is that she does not want to confess and get shot as a spy. Well, my hands are tied. Okay, anyways, listen, I got better fish than this to fry. Come on over here. I want to show you.
You got something for us? We'll chat in a while, Amelia, if that is indeed who you are.
So Bud claims he has better fish to fry. Let's hope he doesn't flounder when he's showing us this. I was kind of using a word there to make a little joke.
Is it you talking or me?
Well, I don't know. It depends on who's talking.
Okay, now last time I was on the show, I told you out Tacoma how I was going to jump into the earthquake fault and see what I could come up with about the fixing of the fault. Now, when I was back in Fernwood at the Two Bits for All movie house, I seen an all-talkie movie there called San Francisco. Fabulous movie. Fantastic, fabulous movie. Can never be bettered for the showing of quake tragedy. Never. So it's a sensational movie. But for them of you that has not seen San Francisco, I made up this scaly model here to show. I made this scaly model to show what goes on when you have an earthquake. Now, when it comes around your neighborhood movie, do not miss San Francisco. Fabulous has singing in it. Okay. Now, then, here's your street in Wishful Vista, your typical street in Tacoma. It's got a great, big, old, fat earthquake fault running right down the middle of it. This is where Mr. Joe Jim John lives with Mrs. Joe Jim John, Joe Jim John Jr., and Jill Jim John, their younger daughter, not married at this time. Old Joe Jim John here, he's getting ready with Mrs. Jim John. He's going off into retiring village after spending a whole lifetime in the A&P chain. Joe Jim John Jr. and Jill Jim John looks on in horror.
What happens here?
The earth splits open. And away down inside of that hole goes the wagoneer of the Jim Johns, goes Mr. Joe Jim John, Ms. Joe Jim John, the luggage, and the bologna sandwiches that Mrs. Jim John has made for the trip.
Which is the least of their losses,
Oh,
actually.
believe me. And when...
Those can be replaced.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when them lips of death closes...
We interrupt this program to bring you a special UBS News Bulletin. This is Al Pringle at the UBS Unfinished News Desk. We have just received word from the Quad City Health Authority that many Tacoma residents may be suffering at this moment from radiation poisoning. To repeat, a radioactivity warning is out to Tacoma residents, especially those who may have traces of European blood. Now, if you fit that description, we have a number you must call immediately for emergency information. It's here somewhere. The problem can be traced back to World War I, the international tussle that reached disaster proportions between the years 1914 and 1918. A Swedish munitions firm, Lundqvist Industries, was known to have supplied weapons to many countries throughout Europe, particularly in the area which is now known as France, Germany, Belgium, Holland, Spain, Hungary, Denmark, England, and Italy. Many of the above countries were involved in the skirmish, which started in one of those countries some several months before the situation became of concern to the United States. I repeat, many Tacoma residents may be in danger at this moment and should call the number we will give you as soon as our lines are free and they can call us back. since in the initial panic, somebody neglected to write down the number. In the meantime, we'll have more information on World War I as it comes in. Now, $5 for the UBS News Tip of the Week goes out to Stan Turble at the Quad City Health Authority. At this time, we interrupt this UBS News Bulletin with this important commercial.
For the finest in TV lands for success with Green Acres every night on Nick at Night.
We interrupt this commercial to bring you a UBS News update. The radiation poisoning scare for Altacoma residents with traces of European blood has apparently subsided. The director of research at the Quad City Health Authority, contacted moments ago, said, and I quote, "The weapons in question were made out of iron ore taken from mines with uranium. The probability, however, of the uranium actually being included in the weapons is slight. The likelihood of people being contaminated at the time is slim, and the probability of their descendants being affected at all is nil. It's no big deal. It was just a thought." The $5 UBS News Tip of the Week for Health Authority Director Stan Turble has been canceled for this occasion. We return now to our regular programming.
So anyways, I have been working on the think tank. The think tank is a swimming tank down at the YBMA in the shallow end. Now, we all sit there, you know, and we bats around the different ideas for straightening out the world and elsewhere. And, you know, an idea will come out, and everybody will say, boy, that's a good one. So then one guy will give you an idea, and then maybe he'll get up and leave the tank, go out and do whatever it is he has to do, then come on back in the tank and sit down there and give you another idea. Then another guy will go out there, and he'll do what it is that he has to do, and then come back in the tank and so forth and so on. There is some of them in the tank that sits there the whole 5 hours that does not leave the pool that has to. Now, them of you that is watching me on TV, you know who you are. Now, that is one word to the Weisenheimer.
That doesn't interest anybody here. Just get on with the story. That's no
Okay, now I got this idea in the locker room, and see if you can tell how I got this here idea for dealing with your quake fault. Now, if these was great big old 600-foot iron studs that I was nailing in there, you see, just in that fashion there, and then we get them down here like this here. Now, these are 600 feet tall. I don't have 600-foot nails. Anyway, I think you can get the idea here.
It's a scale model.
Now, fault will not come open in that fashion. You see, that is locked right in there, that fault. See there? But some of them is Johnny-come-lately spoil sports, that's all.
Now, wait a second. This is
See, what
easier
you
to
can do-
discuss. Now, this is going to cost a pretty penny.
Well, but you see, you can use it for other things. Put your phone lines through them. You can hang your clothes on them and run your trolley cars on them. Do all kind of stuff with it, you
Hang
see?
the wash.
So, yeah, so do a lot of things like that, you know.
Now, just the price of a hammer that size would be, Another thing, who is going to take the responsibility? Are we going to throw it on the state government or the federal government? I mean, people are saying, whose fault is this? Well, it's not my fault. Well, it's your fault. No, it's not my fault. Now, who's going to pay this price? Or is this going to mean property taxes go up again?
Well, that's not what I do.
No.
You see, I just come up with the ideas. I don't get
I'm
the
just
money
playing the
for it or
devil's
nothing
advocate
like
here.
that.
I'm kind of curious to see what happens along coastline property. In other words, this type of thing. Yeah, well, Bud, thank you very much for coming along. I think this has been enlightening and informative, and I apologize about the mousepot joke.
Read that.
Luciano Pavarotti.
Right. Heard it here first.
Maybe we'll see her here sometime. We'll be right back. I love fooling with Happy. I got to thank him also for a wonderful job tonight. Mr. Happy Kind, the Mirth Makers. How about that? Wonderful job. Also like to thank the rest of my guests, the El Tijo Half-Toe Ballet Company. Now, why are you the Half-Toe Ballet Company?
Because we don't go all the way.
The fabulous William W.D. Budd Prize and a fascinating lecture there. Bud, I noticed you got your tie, brand new tie, and it's perfectly tied this time, and a flower.
Well, let's not talk about that. Somebody is watching the taping up of the show, and so let's not talk about who it is.
Okay.
Hello, Miss Pringle.
Maybe a little love has come. Amelia Earhart, you must have a fascinating story. I wish we had time for it. We really, really don't. But I know you're flying out tonight. Hopefully you'll make it back and talk to us again sometime. Okay, and our own Jerry Hubbard showed up again. You can always count on it.
For the world.
Oh, that's great. That's it. Good night, everybody.
Tonight, some members of our studio audience will receive the following: classic curves from Ditto, the Feel the Fit Company, pants to make every woman feel beautiful, in sizes 3 to 13 and 8 to 18, and I like to see them when they're a little too tight. And Lillian Vernon's catalog gift certificate, jewelry, gifts, decor, personalized items, and things from practical to whimsical, furnished by Lillian Vernon. And improved Sergeant Sentry 4 collars, protect against flea festation and tick festation. Sergeant Sentry 4 collars for itchy dogs and cats. Also appearing on tonight's show were Suzanne Kent, Don Lynn Bennett, Pat Sawyer, and Casey Connors as the El Tijo Half-Toe Ballet Company, Kenneth Mars as William W.D. Budd Prize, and Diane Deininger as Amelia Earhart.
Stay tuned now for the repeat of the conclusion of this season's smash hit, The Bastard, next on Channel 13.